So now we're going to go into understanding the science of human behavior. So we need to really think about why. Why is the behavior occurring? Two people could engage in the exact same behavior for different reasons, such as screaming in the classroom or running out of the classroom. Not everybody engages in the same behavior for the same reason. So we get really caught up on labels, but we need to start thinking about functions. So we can often say, you know, oh, they have PTSD, or they're depressed, or they have anxiety, or bipolar, or ADD, and that's why they engage in the behavior. But you can have two students that have severe anxiety that engage in the same behavior for different functions. So labels change the way we think about individuals. They're autistic, they have ADHD, they have anxiety, they have trauma. We're not saying that those things aren't true, but that doesn't help us really change the behavior. Function empowers us to actually change the behavior. We have to ask, what are they getting from engaging in the problem behavior? Are they avoiding something? Are they gaining access to somebody's attention? Are they gaining access to a tangible item that they really like a basketball or a Chromebook? We need to think about, what are they getting from the behavior? So an example of function versus label would be, he's a boy. That would be a label, right? He's a boy. He's angry. He's emotional. He's got ADHD. He's low socioeconomic status. He comes from a rural home. His dad was on meth. His mom's unemployed. He's illiterate. He's got oppositional defiance disorder. He's a bad kid. He has a history of abuse. He's aggressive. He's on psychotropic medication. He's a bully. He's hateful. He's out of control. Those are all labels when we talk about kids engaging in problem behavior for those reasons, versus a boy having trouble being successful in his environment. What is the problem behavior? Pick one. What is he doing that's creating him to have challenges in his environment? What behavior is impacting his quality of life and the quality of life of people around him? Is he getting something from the behavior? Is he avoiding something from the behavior? When we start thinking in this framework, we can actually get in and change the behavior. Mm-hmm. So there are 4 different functions of why humans engage in behavior. So the first one is tangible. People can often engage in a behavior in order to access a toy or a certain type of food or a video or a computer game, or maybe they perseverate on an item. Maybe they're obsessed with fire trucks, so they're just always looking for fire trucks in books, or they're talking about them nonstop because they want to get them. Some people, the second function of human behavior is attention. So you might be trying to get attention from a parent, a classmate, a teacher, a camp counselor, a school counselor. It could be positive attention. It can be negative attention. It can even just be eye gaze, like eye contact. So it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Attention is attention. So we see a lot of people, even when a student's engaging in a tantrum, 2 people might say, well, we're going to ignore him right now until he calms down. But if they hear you say that, that's not ignoring. That's still attention, because you're talking about that person in front of them. You also can give an eye gaze, like, I'm watching you. That's still attention. Even sometimes we see students that, want to even have somebody say, if you don't do this, then you're going to lose recess. That would be a negative interaction, but it's still attention. Escape is the third function of human behavior, where people will engage in a behavior in order to escape schoolwork, in order to escape a demand placed, like you need to do this assignment, to escape pain, or to escape an activity. Maybe they find PE or art really aversive, so they purposefully act up to be able to get sent out. And then the fourth function is automatic, and that would be like sensory input that's not socially mediated, like rocking in a chair back and forth, or scratching the head obsessively, or pulling at their hair, rubbing their eyes. Those could be sensory needs that they'll engage with whether a person's in the room or not. So these three right here are socially mediated. So there has to be a person involved to reinforce those functions. This one here, the individual will engage in the behavior even if they're all alone in a room. They will still engage in that behavior. We see people constantly say, oh, they're doing this because it's a sensory need. It's a sensory need. When oftentimes it's not a sensory need. A lot of those individuals are engaging in those behaviors more to like escape, or to gain attention, or to gain tangibles. So it's really important that we don't just assume and say someone engages in a behavior because of its sensory need. So I'm going to ask you to tell me what you think these functions might be. If you think of attention, tangible, escape, or automatic. So if I'm giving a student a verbal reminder over and over again, what function could I be reinforcing?
Attention.
Exactly. Okay, what if I'm giving them a modification to an activity? So maybe all the other students have to run 5 laps, but maybe this student has some gross motor challenges and I say they only need to do 1. What kind of function could that be?
Escape?
Yeah, that would be escape. What about moving within a group?
Move within a group. An example?
So like maybe there's 3 small groups going on in the classroom, and someone keeps talking and I keep telling them to stop. So I say, okay, well now you need to move over here to this group.
I would say escape or attention.
Absolutely, good. I'm glad. So that's really good that you're seeing that sometimes it can be more than one. So that could be escape or it could be attention. We don't really have all the information in that situation to know. Sometimes individuals escape situations to attention.
Right.
Like escaping, to attention is something that happens a lot with getting sent out of class. Yeah. What about removing from an activity or an area?
I would say this escape.
Yeah, totally. Okay. What about like providing physical comfort, like a little tap on the back, like, it's okay, you got this?
Attention.
Yes. Time with a para one-on-one. You get called to come get the kid because they're out of control in the class. What could that be?
Sorry, I just see that could be a couple. I mean, I guess I feel like it could be like escape, attention, maybe function, even like what are they trying to avoid? I don't know. I'm not sure on that.
In that situation, it could be escape, but it's most likely attention when you're getting that rich one-on-one.
The one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it's hard to get that in a school environment.
Right.
What about if you're reteaching and repracticing an expected behavior?
Attention.
Yeah. And if you're having to do it over and over again, maybe you're escaping something. So you're like trying to like, so if I have to keep doing this, then I won't have as much time left to have to do my work.
Yeah, my lesson will be over.
Mm-hmm. So what about a bathroom break? Asking you to go to the bathroom a lot.
It could be a few things. I think that could be escape, attention.
It's most usually escape if they're going alone.
Escape. I guess I have a few. Okay.
If it was a student that was always going to the bathroom to watch the toilet flush and liked the sensory stimulation of that, then it could be automatic. Okay, what about if a student's acting up and they get to go to the sensory room for a break?
Tangible.
Mm-hmm. They could be wanting a certain item in the sensory room, like maybe there's a little like bouncy ball that they get to sit on and that's what they want to get. Or maybe they're trying to escape work. It can be multiple things. What about getting sent to the calm down corner in the classroom?
I would say escape.
Yeah, escaping the work. So you're like avoiding the work, or maybe there's a cool thing in that area that they want to play with. So it could be tangible also. It could be escape to tangible. Given a fidget to play with. Or they're acting up, so I'm going to quickly give them a fidget.
Uh, I mean, I would say escape or tangible.
Yeah, probably most likely tangible. But if it allows them to also escape the activity, it could be escape. Sent to the principal's office out of class.
Escape.
Yeah, escape or escape to attention if they like the principal's attention.
Right.
Sent to a buddy classroom.
To a buddy classroom. Escape, attention.
Yeah, escape. And depending on what kids are in that class or what teacher runs that class, they might like that attention. What about staying in from recess?
That's a good one. I guess escape as well.
Yeah, it could be escape from recess. Maybe they actually don't like recess, or maybe when they stay in, they get a ton of negative attention or positive attention, and they get that attention piece too. Family contact, calling home.
Attention.
Yeah, it could be positive or negative attention, most likely negative attention when they get home. What about timeout?
Escape.
Yeah, typically timeout reinforces escape. Good. You are a master at functions. Woo!